What is going on, everybody? It's Alex. I'm back here with another video, and today, capping off this series, I have a way too early underrated players in the 2022 NFL Draft. Y'all did enjoy my overrated players, so I had to, of course, drop in the underrated players. Apologies about how Jameson Williams looks right here. Apparently, when I put a nice frame on it, it reduces the quality of the picture. Regardless, I know you all don't care that much about it. Let's get into this list. Let's have a little bit of fun, all right? So starting off with our first five, we have 15 players here. We got Adam Anderson. So right now he's projected maybe like a mid-second. Like TDN has him at like 37th overall, but given the amount of players in the edge group, their base talent, he's projected to be around mid-second to late second, which is ridiculous to me because I think that he is, as an edge as well as a linebacker, worth the top 15 pick. He is unbelievable. He's Azeez Ojulari with better in everything. He's Azeez but better. And I think that he is able to play off-ball linebacker as well. And that's a very interesting trait because that's something Azeez wasn't very good at. So Adam is extremely well-rounded. I think he'd be perfect as more of like a will linebacker that is more in those sub packages that can blitz quite a bit. He has a lot. He has a lot to be like a lot of potential, man. He can fit and he can even cover. Like he's great. He's really good. Huge fan of Adam Anderson. I can't say that enough. Next, you got Sauce Gardner. This is a very nitpicky one, but I got to give some respect to the Sauce. He is considered a top 25 pick right now, considered probably in that cornerback 5 range, cornerback 4. I'm saying that he has jumped Andrew Booth to me, and he is nudging right next to Kaiir Elam. I was almost willing to say top 10 for Sauce because he looks even better and more dominant this year after putting on some weight. So Sauce Ahmad Gardner, he's worth at least a top 15 pick at this point. Really damn good player. Next is Breece Hall, which I don't get the disrespect. He is an excellent contact balance back, has some good wiggle to him. Good. His entire team is letting him down. He was a Heisman candidate last year on a team that's honestly not that good. So I don't get the hate. Me saying he's a mid-second, I'm going to dive deeper into the tape just to see, because obviously there's a reason they're putting him as like RB like 8. But I'm going to check it out. My eyes tell me that he's a mid-second. He's an excellent back. So big fan of Breece Hall right there. Next, you got Tyler Linderbaum. You all know this was coming. He is usually projected around pick 28 to the Buffalo Bills, wherever the Bills are. If they're at 30, projected 30. He, to me, is worth a top 10 to 5 pick easily. Top 10 easily, but I would say top 5 roughly. He is that talented, super mobile, extremely mobile, very smooth with his mechanics, great hand placement, and his strength for his size is unreal. He just isn't a big dude, and he's around like 290, 295 range. So, yeah, that's going to hurt him quite a bit, especially on the draft stock. So I understand why people put him later, but sometimes players can play a lot larger than their weight, and Tyler Linderbaum can do that. He plays like he's about 315. And I think that any team looking for a center, apart from one that's looking for a monster mauler, this is the guy. This is the guy. Everybody loves when I send him to the Bengals, and I'm like scared shitless that people are going to be like, how the hell can he go that high? So I appreciate y'all's enthusiasm for Tyler Linderbaum, and I know that you guys love him just as much as I do because he is an amazing prospect. Shout out to Brushmore for putting me onto him. Next, that's a guy who I've been on since his freshman year, Drake London, USC. Big ass dude, 6'5". He's a little bit light. He's like around 210, 215, but really good after the catch, excellent hands, just a big stature, knows how to get open. He's arguably a better separator than Treylon Burks, and Treylon Burks is a beast, especially he showed it this last weekend against Ole Miss, but really, really talented receiver. Big fan of him, and he's going to be running a little bit slower, so I understand this late second grade. He's around the late 50s for TDN. I'm going to say late first. He has slipped into the second for me, though. So, the crazier things have happened, but I think that Drake London needs to get that respect. And if he falls into the second, that's understandable, but he shouldn't be projected second. Again, I assume they're expecting him to run the 4-6 territory. Next, you got Josh Wiley, tight end out of Cincinnati. Been on this guy since the beginning, and I was just making sure I spelled Cincinnati right. I did. Really, really good player. Just has not gotten the target share. I don't blame the mid fourth grade. I just know that his high end reps are unbelievable. If you're gonna put Drake Jackson up into like the top 10, you can put Josh Wiley into the mid to late second. Okay, like the high end plays are there. They have a guy named Leonard Taylor who's a damn stud as well. So Cincinnati's doing a great job. They have a great scheme as well. I think Josh Wiley is probably not the best fit for the scheme. Leonard Taylor is fit better for that, but he's really talented. He's a great tight end, and he just, when you see how he plays, you look at, I'm pretty sure he made Richie Grant look like a fool last year. I think he stiff armed him into oblivion, but this guy is the real deal. If he gets onto a team where he's able to get some more practice time, have a mentor over him that's closer to retirement, and then just go from there, I will absolutely support it. Next is my boy, Zach Charbonnet, former friend out of Oaks Christian, but now star running back, UCLA. It's like late third is a pretty ballsy claim for them to project him that high. But I'm putting him even higher. I think that I've known him since high school, man. We used to play together. We were in the running back room, and I saw everything this guy did. He is a hard fucking worker. And when he doesn't have fame on his mind, he is a really great person. And he has everything you need physically to just kick some fucking ass. I know he had a foot surgery over at Michigan that put him out for a while. It might be the reason why he wasn't that good at Michigan, is that he was still probably recovering from that injury. Zach has everything that you look for. He's a really good receiver. He is athletic as shit. You look at his body, you can totally understand how athletic he is and how strong he is. But just watching him play live and in front of me and with me it just gave me a perspective. I legit think Zach could be, if he stays another, well, actually, no, that's a bullshit claim, because next year's unbelievable in terms of running backs. But this year, I think he could sneak into that second round category. He does kind of remind me of Nick Chubb. Hot take? Sure. But I don't think he's going to be Nick Chubb. I'm just saying there are some glimpses of Nick Chubb in his game. Next, y'all know this guy was on the list. Jayla Catalon. He is a missile. He is unbelievable in terms of his speed. This last week, I saw, I think it was Dontario Drummond get a 67-yard touchdown pass, and it wasn't a Jalen Catalon blown coverage. The corner's fucked up, and I saw Jalen realize he went up to his assignment and immediately started booking it towards trying to get Dontario Drummond. A little bit too late, but it's kind of hard catching up to somebody who's already 30 yards downfield. But the fact that he was able to recognize that fast shows he has some IQ there, similar to what we see in Kyle Hamilton. Like, the IQ is on tape. Maybe you need to speed it up a little bit, but I'm saying he has the pieces, extremely fast, and he's a pretty damn good coverage player as well. Big fan of Jalen Catalon. His big issues in the run game, and that's what happened. Snoop Connor did not make him look too great in the run game, to put it lightly. But Jalen Catalon's an absolute stud. I have him as like a mid-first top 20, 25 player. He's legit deal. This is a new guy on my list. I absolutely love this kid. Wandale Robinson, wide receiver out of Kentucky, former running back out of Nebraska. Pretty sure he was the number one running back out of his class. You guys can fact check that one. I know he was very highly recruited and went to Nebraska. Very good running back there. He looks eerily similar to what's his name? Like, I'm trying to think Austin Eckler, but there's some other dudes who he really reminds me of. Philip Lindsay. That's the guy I was thinking of. Like, he's very reminiscent of a much better route running Philip Lindsay. Really, really athletic, bursty as hell after the catch. Just watch, like, recently Kentucky. I forgot which game. He had like a monster touchdown, but that caught my eye. And I was like, holy shit. Then I saw some tape of him, and I'm like, is he in the backfield? And it was for Nebraska. I was like, holy shit. And he was great as a running back. So love his versatility right there. I think he's going to be a very good weapon. Early third is actually, I might be like putting him higher into the late to mid second. Big fan of Wandale Robinson right there. I haven't fully edited this list since I made it, but next is Haskell Garrett. I don't really get the hate on Haskell Garrett. Had a 25% pressure rate last year, for a good portion of the year at least. He's a beast, man. There was a legit difference in how offenses attacked Ohio State when he was on the field and when he was not able to play. So I'm pretty sure for the championship game, he was not able to play. And that's why, like, their defense was kind of ineffective. He's a legit piece of it, man. I'm forgetting the other guy's name. I'm actually bugging on that right now. But he, as well as their other defensive tackle, had a very big impact on that team. And them not being there was palpable, the amount of like just the sensation of the drop in their pressure. So Haskell Garrett should be getting some hype as arguably the third or fourth best defensive tackle in this class, interior defensive lineman. So I don't get it. I think that he could sneak into a couple second rounds. He's just a really damn good player, and he's good in the pass rush. I don't get what the big hate on him was for. Like, they're saying he's a late fourth, early fifth round player. That's not my vibe. Next, Sean Ryan. Sean UCLA some love here, by the way. Mid-second grade. He's around like that 57 range again. I think that he's worth a top 15 pick if he fits the scheme right. Excuse me, he's big. He's 315, but he plays like he's 350. He's a wall, excellent anchor, pretty damn athletic in the run game as well. There's a lot of pieces there that it shows that he has some real good pieces to him. He has the foundation for something that is a high-end tackle one. Don't know why people aren't seeing it. He has some lapses in his play, 100%. I think maybe he could be, my initial take was similar to Tevin Jenkins. He could be a Hall of Fame guard. Don't think that he's lacking the talent. Like, Tevin Jenkins scared the shit out of me to where I was like, I would probably put him as like a mid-second as a tackle and then like early first as a guard. Sean Ryan is going to be that like top 20 player as like a tackle, top 25. And then he would be probably a top 10 player as a guard. He's just a monster, absolute monster, extreme power. Big fan of him. SCU is going to love this one. Trey McBride, tight end out of Colorado State. Yeah, he is an all-around do-it-all tight end. He knows how to get separation. It's just the problem is level competition. He is projected below a lot of much crappier tight ends. So don't really fully understand that. He's actually been doing really well this year. So late third is a little bit safe for me. I might even say mid to early third. Really good tight end right there. So shout out to SCU for that. I know I don't really give him too much love on this channel. So giving him some love right there. Daniel Faalele is next. Yeah, I don't get the hate on Big F here. He's very similar to Jordan Mailata. Both of them had a rugby background, but Jordan Mailata was a lot worse than Daniel Faalele. He took off a year. That's a real reason why he's probably in this third round conversation. But he's 6'9", 380 pounds, extremely athletic. Those are the tools that you're looking for. If you want a Mekhi Becton 2.0, you go there. He's an absolute wall. There's a lot of things you need to work on, but if you're in the second round and you need a tackle, there is absolutely zero reason why you should not take a shot on Daniel Faalele. That's my honest opinion right there. Feel free to push back on that. But I know some people are talking about like Jonathan Ogden in my comments. I'm not going to go there. I love Big F, but let's just hold off on that one. Next, you got Greg Dolcich, tight end, UCLA. So there you go. You got another UCLA boy up in here. Yeah, he's a pretty talented dude. I watch him play, solid enough in the blocking game, can get some separation. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's no reason for him to be in that like 170, 180 category. He deserves to be up in that around that 100 mark. Really good tight end, like legit good tight end. Not as good as Trey McBride. That's why I have him a little bit below Trey. But he's a dude that if he's gonna be there in the late fifth, you take him. He's great value. Next and finally, Jameson Williams. Fun fact: this used to be Spencer Rattler before we obviously saw what happened. Jameson Williams, wide receiver, Alabama. I do not fully understand this one. They have him as a late fifth because of size. I'm like, have you seen Devontae Smith? Like, this dude is playing at 150 pounds. Y'all didn't drop him to the late fifth because of that. Obviously, Devontae Smith's much better than Jameson Williams. Jameson is easily the number one wide receiver on Alabama. People who continue to try to say that John Mechie is, don't just, no. Jameson Williams, he has taken a big jump since coming from Ohio State, which, to be honest, Ohio State was overcrowded with receivers anyways. So he goes to a team that is kind of desperate for some help ever since they had pretty much the best wide receiver core in history for a short period of time, talent-wise for college at least. So, he took advantage of it, and now he's looking really damn good. They have him as a mid-fifth. Stupid. Late first is, I'm honestly going to be straight up with you guys. That's a bit ballsy. I would probably say early to mid-second right there. But still, he's a really talented wide receiver. This is a deep wide receiver class, but like to an extent, it's not nearly where we've just been blessed with wide receivers over the past couple of years. This is a standard wide receiver draft. and I could see him going in the third just because guys keep getting pushed down. You saw in my last draft, he went with the last pick in the second round. And that wasn't because I thought he was worth a late second. It was because there was a lot of dudes in front of him. But his talent is the late first grade. So whoever gets him, even if it's the Chiefs, God forbid, he's going to be a great talent there. I love him. So that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy watching. Give me some thoughts on some dudes who are some good sleepers. This isn't a sleeper list. Obviously, there are some sleepers in this draft, and I would probably talk about Storm Duck up in there. There's a couple other dudes I'd be highlighting, Abraham Lucas. But for right now, this is a good one. A couple of these guys would probably make that list. But regardless, I'll see you on the far side. Peace.